Hello and welcome to the Bowlers Union Ashes wrap up. Keith and I are here. We've watched as much cricket as possible. We've both done school runs. It's been pretty hectic, but not as hectic as the day's play. So England 172 all out, and at that point everyone was hanging themselves. And then the day's finished 122 for nine. So a good comeback, Keith.
Is it is there going to be a thing as 2-day tests happening soon? Is this what the way the game's going, Chris?
Oh, England are pushing for it, aren't they? They have you watched the test on Amazon with the Aussie teams
Yeah.
on it? I think didn't apparently Root said to someone, didn't he? No more draw. I think Lyon, he was like, no more draws anymore. And you're like, Jesus, there isn't going to be draws because the games are moving
Mm.
at an incredible rate. But and I know you're going to have a laugh at me here. I wasn't feeling too good at 2:30 in the morning when Crawley nicked off in the first over.
Right. So first ball, Stark runs in near the 145 Ks, swinging back, solid forward defense. I thought maybe Wrighty could be onto something here. And then one or two player misses, and then just a nothing shot. This is why, Chris, I can't see him getting these runs that you claimed yesterday.
Yeah, no, I know. I have to say, literally, I immediately thought of you being like smuck. I was like, oh no. But then, in all fairness, Crawley has got a big hundred in him, like a proper one. So I guess that's going to be the way it goes, isn't it? You're going to have a few of these nick-offs and stuff. What I will say is, how good an over was that from start? First up,
Yeah.
a lot of media hype, all of that, and he's literally just nailed some areas. And actually, I know it wasn't the best shot, but quite a nice bit of bowling, like a little bit of wobble seam, having
Mm.
swung a few back. It was pretty tasty. But obviously, I mean, Stark, just what a performer. Does he get enough? We always say this. He doesn't get his flowers enough. The bloke's a gun, and actually, you can put him up there across all formats as just arguably one of the best in the world. I mean, Bumrah's probably number one, but like, is there anyone else you pick in your team to play across all three forms of the game?
No, not nah. He's up there, mate. He's special. He just shows he's still got it, as I thought he would do. I think he's going to be brilliant in these Ashes. What a way to start! What a way to start.
Yeah, I'm pretty gutted about it, to be honest. But yeah, Crawley falls first over, and then there were some positive signs. I feel like Duckett, you got your Duckett, Pope, and Brook, and Smith all batted well. I thought Duckett looked very tasty, but then immediately I thought of like in a team environment. Um, the coaches, and I think we've had it at Leicestershire before, where the Fonz has said to us, if Duckett's scoring straight down the ground, we're happy. And actually, he banged a couple off Boland straight,
Yeah.
um, which is fine. And then you see why. It's definitely you want him hitting straight, not square the wicket. And actually, it was his undoing, wasn't it? Missing that full straight one off Stark.
Yeah, I mean, looking especially when he faced Boland, they looked like a real intent there, didn't they? Of
Mm.
I'm gonna come at you and hit you hard back down the ground. So you could see there was a definite intention there with how he was going to go about it. And I saw a stat actually about Boland in his last ten tests in Australia, he'd taken 49 wickets, averaging 12.6.
That's,
So
that's
that's
tasty.
insane. That is insane. So I think it was a we're not letting him settle. I mean, his first ball was unbelievable as well to duck it, but duck it
Mm.
countered quite well and put him back under the pump.
I mean, it does look like England want to go after him, and they did that back in the UK, didn't they? In the last
Mm.
series, is it just a case of kind of making his accuracy work against him? You know where Boland's going to bowl it. They're just looking to be busy and get on top of him, or what? Or do you think
Well, for me, the question is, how's Boland come back from that? What does he go keeper up? Like
not with a
otherwise,
new ball? Yeah, in
no.
Australia with a new ball,
So
you literally can't do that, can you?
you're not playing the next test, I don't think, if you do that. So he's got a hard task, and I think if England keep doing that, then keep going at him, he's going to be potentially stuck. Unless our old friend who commented how good he is a few months back has any ideas, he might struggle.
Yeah, no, true. I mean, it was so in that sense, it was quite a weird innings. So you got Stark with a CB, 7 for 58.
Mm.
to be honest, everyone else, England went after them. Like Boland, 10 overs, 0 for 62. Doggett got a couple, to be fair, but all their economy rates are pretty typically high, as you'd expect. So I think there are some shoots to be positive about with England batting. Moving on then to England with the new ball. Now this would have been. I'm trying to think what time of day this was. I think because I basically I climbed out of bed at 2:30 and parked myself on the sofa, so I was in and out of sleep. I saw Archer's start, so I'm cleaning up Weatherald with that LB.
Mm.
Archer and Atkinson I thought were phenomenal, and it's always talked about, isn't it? Like, let's set the tone, and immediately you're like, oh, okay, because you're trying to do that as an opening bowler, aren't you? But it's
Mm.
like, okay, I'm trying to do that anyway. I don't need to be put under the pump here. I mean, they've come out there a low score ultimately on the board. They have to deliver, and I thought they were magnificent.
Yeah, I think as well, like the two you mentioned there, they naturally get quite a bit of bounce. So on that wicket as well, and especially course gets so much bounce as well.
Yeah.
Horrible. Everything's just up around your neck. As you saw Smith just get absolutely battered, elbow, wrist, hand. Like, yeah, not easy to face that. It'd be interesting to see how it goes once the wickets don't do as much as that, because that seemed extra bouncy. So it'd be nice to see how they go about it in the next few tests as well.
Yeah, I think it's genuinely quite exciting because you look at this England team and it has the obviously it's got the skill. It's a skillful team, albeit they play in quite a crazy, volatile kind of way. So you never quite know what's going to happen. But it's definitely got the mentality to go toe to toe with Australia. I remember when I was younger and used to watch teams, and there was a sense of fear. Do you know what I mean? It wasn't like
Mhm.
England were going there to like beat Australia. It was like, oh, we're going there to get abused by McGrath. He's going to say they're going to win 5-0. Warren's going to spin us out and sledge us, and we're just going
Yeah.
to crawl over and roll over and die. That definitely is not the vibe with this team. I wanted to point out that how hard a series is this going to be for Weatherald as a lefty up top here.
Yeah, it obviously first game, first time facing an archer as well. It's not a good experience, but he's gonna have to adapt quick, or he's gonna get eaten alive, mate. I do think.
Well, if Archer plays 4 tests, I'm like, oh, that's extremely tough, extremely tough. And Atkinson bowls well at lefties too, but I mean, really, I'm pitching this at Archer because he just has that knack, doesn't he? He's so tight to the stumps at lefties. He
Mm.
basically just, I feel like he pitches it in that kind of blind spot line that lefties have, and then nips it across. It's just literally disgusting. You're
Yeah,
laughing, you know about the
I
blind
know,
spot.
I know the line you're on about. There is a definite blind spot for every left-hander. Yeah, so I'm just thinking how it could go. Could he end up facing more balls than he does score runs throughout this Ashes series?
Oh, that's a clip. We clip that one up and put it out there. Well, they're quite harsh, the Aussies. Like it wouldn't surprise me if he didn't play every game.
Mm.
You got that Sam Constas, for example, as a right-hander. Now, I think Weatherald is a better player than Constas, I think. However, if you're talking matchups, you'd probably rather a right-hander in
Mm.
at the top against this England team. But so I do feel for Weatherald. Yeah, maybe, mate. He might not last the series because this is going to be an extremely big challenge. I guess final talking point about the day is just Stokes. And you and I have seen it, haven't we? We've
Yeah.
witnessed this live. The bloke is an absolute golden arm. He's obviously a great bowler, but he's just got the knack of. He's just got these spells in him, hasn't he? Where he
Mm.
just changes games. I mean, there was a point where Head. I think it was Head. Head was batting with who would he be batting with? Cam Green,
Hmm.
and it was like, oh, we could really use a wicket here. And then Stokes got he got his sixth or seventh wicket on the pull shot already for the tour.
Yeah.
Like Heads just chipped him to mid
Yeah.
wicket, and it's like, yeah, he just gets it done, mate. Do you remember the spell he
Hmm.
bowled into the wind at Edgbaston against us that time?
Yeah. 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 Well, I think it was 50. Did he bowl 15?
Yeah, and it was
Yeah.
like gale force winds. No one
Yeah.
could bowl in the whole
And it was
game.
rapid. It was rapid as well. He's just got that knack. He just, if you give him a sniff, that's it. Basically, you have to shut him off early and not let him back in. And he's done that really well. So Be interested to see how we go the second innings. But this has been the most insane test I've seen.
Yeah, well, it's exciting. What I will say, you always hear there's always some like sensible player you play cricket with, and when you start discussing the game after one innings, they always say, "Oh, never judge a pitch until both teams are batted and stuff." And I feel like this is a good example. England obviously it didn't look great, but actually clearly there is something there for the bowlers,
Mm.
bowlers to work with, and that's reflected in the scores. So this game also, I'll add, is following the path of the India Australia game from last year, which I'll just quickly let you know. So first innings, India rock and rolled for 150. Australia bowled out cheaper for 104. In the third innings, India went big, 487. And then Australia ultimately got bowled out for 238. So historically, it does get easier to bat. And actually, if England can get a lead, because obviously Australia trail by 50 at the minute, the way England play, that's going to feel pretty gnarly, isn't it? They're going to keep
Yeah,
hitting boundaries,
yeah.
extending that lead, and it's going to be positive signs. I mean, obviously, we're England
Mm.
biased here, but I think positive signs for England, mate.
Yeah, just to finish though, do you think Crawley's going to be as successful as you first thought?
I'm still backing Crawley. I like to put my arm around him and say, Zach, I know you're a bit of a hothead and you love a big drive. Just maybe get through that one over, just for my personal sanity. But I think he's got a big 150 in him, which will basically
Yeah,
get him to. That's my argument. Is
I
that
think
he,
yeah,
you know,
I think you're right. I think he's got 150 in him. I think probably at least 10 batters in each lineup have got 150 in the Chris, but chances of it happening, I feel are really slim. Personally,
oh,
I
this is a
still,
little.
I think he's gonna him and Weatherall may have a battle for least runs scored, face more balls.
This is great. I love it. So my prediction then to counter that, I think he'll probably go like he got a naught, didn't he today? He'll go like 0, 10, 25, 40, 0, 170 not out. And it will. Do you know what I mean? That's what I'm thinking and hoping for.
Oh, we'll
So
see, we'll see.
how do you actually see it going tomorrow?
More of the same, to be honest. I
Yeah,
can't. Yeah, Crawley's gonna. Well, once they get this last wicket, I'm presuming they're gonna do it very quickly. But I feel like it's going to be. Seems are still pretty fresh. So how England start with the bat, I think Crawley's gonna walk away with less than 10 runs this game. Um,
okay.
and it's then how do Duckett, Root, Brook go? That's where I think there's going to be a battle. If England do well there, they're fine. If not, then it's anyone's.
Love it, love it. Well, yeah, I'm hopeful it's going to be a tough day for the Aussies tomorrow. Fingers crossed. Maybe Joe Root goes to work a bit tomorrow. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
That'd be ideal. Right. Well, look, we'll wrap it up there. Join us again after day 2. Take it easy.